Very nice. Wait a minute. This seems a little familiar. Yes, hello everyone, welcome back to CDT, it is me, Ditto, and today we are going to be reviewing the brand new Bentley Mulliner Bacalar, which is a car with a very interesting story, but as I noted in that first clip, it does bear a striking resemblance to the old Continental GTC, which I have from the Town Hall event back at the start of this map's life cycle. But, you know, if we gloss over that, this is actually a very cool car. Allow me to explain. First, there's the name. The Bentley Mulliner Bacalar. This is named after H.J. Mulliner, who started a coach building company and did a lot of coach work on some absolute British icons. Nearly every Rolls-Royce and Bentley you can think of. Well, classic rollers were either usually done by Park Ward or Mulliners. And he also did things like, well, the company also did things like the Lanchester, can't remember what it is, but Hammond had one in Top Gear. Anyway, quite a lot of the upper class British saloons and stylish luxury cars. And he did a really bloody good job on them as well. Mulliners is a very good coach building company, and unfortunately they have been lost to the mists of time until Bentley revived the name for this very special car. The car may not seem special at first, especially after my rather unfair comparison of it and the GTC Bentley convertible. But this is an important car because it's essentially a last hurrah for the Bentley W12. It's been in pretty much every Bentley since the first of the VW Bentleys. So like the Enage T, the Enage R, the later Azures, the original Continental GT. A lot of Bentleys have used this. It was also in the Volkswagen W12 concept, the Volkswagen Phaeton, only it was a W8 there, I think. The Volkswagen Passat W8. And most importantly, they turned it into the Bugatti 16-cylinder. Which is also coming to a close now, as Bugatti are phasing it out and replacing it with the V16. I think it's fair to say that Bugatti's future is in safe hands. So this has actually appeared in a lot of cars. Originally developing as little in the Passat, I think, as just 300 or 400 horsepower, right up to the Bugatti Bolide, where it develops 1600 horsepower. That's a big power gap. In this thing, the Mulliner Bacalar, it's a twin-turbo W12, and I think it's got like 640 horsepower. So, in this tuned one, let's see how fast it is. Actually, not too quick. It's pretty poor power-wise, I have to admit. And part of this reason is because it's got 8 short gears. And as you know, having lots of gears in very short ratios has a bad effect on the acceleration. Lexus LC500. Ford Explorer Fire. In fact, pretty much every car with low acceleration in this game has lots of gears. So, yeah, this follows suit. But actually, while I have to test this car on performance, I really shouldn't. This is more as a luxury, aimed as a luxury Grand Cruiser. Just one with 640 horsepower. And now the time has come that we must take it through some corners. Probably not designed to go around corners, but we might as well see. And as it turns out, my original idea was kind of right. It doesn't turn the best. Certainly not the worst thing I've driven, but a bit too heavy. Heavy, and the suspension is slightly sloppy because it's designed for comfort, and I haven't bothered to change that because I find that stancing it makes it look childish. But I will admit it is also affected badly by lack of power out of corners. You really want in a car to go slow in and then floor it out for most turns. And you can do that in this, but when you floor it, you don't get much power, which is a shame. So let's drift it. Right, I'm becoming what most Bentley owners are, a chav. Okay, that was pretty much as what I was expecting. Lost a lot of speed because it's so weighty, and it slipped wide. Look, if we just send it in here, it's too much weight. And I'm fine with that because I know this isn't what the car's supposed to do. Oh, I just realised I'm at 60,000 miles. Cool. But honestly, I'm just forgiving it because this is not what the car was designed to do. It's not a track car. It is a cruiser. And one of Bentley's finest in the real world. It's just a shame cruisers don't do so well in CDT. Interesting rival car we've got today. Nice to have a rival car, as ever, driven by Bacon. The Rolls-Royce Wraith. Not a car you see very often. Surprisingly, since Rolls-Royce went off sale, these things have become quite uncommon. Yeah, to be honest, I'll be surprised as well. I was originally going to go for the GTC. The Bentley GTC. Oh, I tell you what. This thing's terrible. I mean, seriously. Obviously, this isn't where it's supposed to be, but even so, this is shocking. Brake. That wasn't too bad. I think he crashed. Oh god, this is terrible. As you can see, for a tuned car that does 218, it did a 40.2. I could probably beat that in the Mustang I was driving yesterday. Or possibly the Eclipse. Or literally anything that doesn't have a Lexus badge. Apart from apparently the Rolls-Royce Wraith. Who'd have thought that? So here's something you may not know. I've painted my Hyperdealer in a dark red and a dark blue sort of colour scheme. Because they're rich colours. Very dark, but also very expensive looking. They are, in a word, exquisite. And that's the same colour I paint most of my luxury cars. This Mulliner is the darkest shade of red. Because it's supposed to be exquisite. It's not supposed to go around corners. It's not supposed to be fast in a straight line. It's a GT car. And while a lot of GT cars can do that, this one focuses much more on the luxury side of things. And while that doesn't make it a good CDT car, it's a breath of fresh air. And I like that. So thank you for watching. I love this. I love a little tribute to the 1900s. The early ones. Where coach building was still a thing. Subscribe for more.